Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. Today I have for you a Fire Fist deck. I started playing a deck like this during the stream on Saturday with some of you guys, and it was a lot of fun. So I decided to play test it a little bit more, and this is what I ended up with. We're using the skill Crystal Power, which is basically like Ties That Binds, but instead of monsters you need to control face up continuous spells, and you get 200 attack for each one that you control. So you can get a max boost of 600 if you have all 3 continuous spells on the field. Kind of cool. I wanted to try it out. We are running a full Fire Fist Fire Formation engine, except for the 2 Vision here Witch Riders. I needed a boss monster, and the Fire Fist boss monsters are not very strong. They're basically at like 2000 attack. I think Coyote's 2100. So not very strong, and I wanted something that would help me push for games. So I went with Vision Hero Witch Rider, or Raider, I don't know how you would pronounce it. So we're running two of them. Very easy to summon because of all the traps we're running. And we're also running Fire Formation Tensu, which means we get an additional Beast Warrior summon. So really easy. We're gonna have 2 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragon. This card is really cool. When you activate a spell or trap card, a Fire Formation spell or trap card, you can set one you can set one Fire Formation trap card directly from your deck. You cannot activate it that turn, you have to wait until the next one. But a really good card. You can start with this, follow up with a Fire Formation Tensu, and then set whatever trap you need. So we're running 2 of those. 1800 attack, not too bad. 3 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Gorilla. Once per turn, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can set 1 Fire Formation spell card directly from your deck. And also, once per turn, you can send 1 face-up Fire Formation spell or trap card you control to the graveyard, then target 1 spell or trap card on the field and destroy it. So this can help you destroy back row. One of the things I like to do is, if there's multiple back row, I like to Gyoku one of them, and then destroy the other one with Gorilla. So that's what we're running 3 of. We're also running 3 Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Rhino. Rhino is our second beater of the deck. He has a really cool damage calculation effect, which is super strong. If Fire Fist monster you control attacks or is attacked during damage calculation in either player's turn, you can send 1 face-up Fire Formation spell or trap card you control and 1 Fire Fist monster from your hand to the graveyard once per battle. Your attacked monster gains attack equal to the original attack of the monster sent to the graveyard during that damage calculation only. So any Fire Fist that you send is gonna yield you an over 3000 attack beater. So Rhino really strong, so we're running 3 of them. 2 Gyoku, 2 Fire Formation Tensu, the main cards that we're gonna use to activate our skill. Pretty self-explanatory. 2 of each of the traps. We're running 2 Fire Formation Tensen. This gives you a 700 attack boost the turn you activate it to whatever monster you pick, and also a permanent 300 attack while it's face up on the field. Keep in mind that the original effect, the 700 attack boost, will stay for that turn even if the card leaves the field, which is really cool. So you can activate it first and then tribute for your Witch Raider. You're still gonna get the 700 attack for that turn. Fire Formation Tenken. This protects your monster from any effect, all effects during the main phase you activate it. It's really important to know that you have to activate it during the main phase. You cannot try to do it during the battle to get the attack boost, which is also 300 attack. And finally, Fire Formation Kaiba. During the turn this card is activated, if Beast Warrior type monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. This applies even if this card leaves the field. So I just kind of wanted to try, a little bit of all of them, but the 2 main ones are going to be Tenken and Tensen. The bad thing about Tenken is that if you try to use it with Dragon and you're targeting the Dragon, it will negate its own effect. So you're not going to get that extra spell or trap set. That's it for the deck explanation. Let's go ahead and jump into some replays. I have to stream right after I record this video, so if you're watching this before the stream, hope to see you there. If you're watching it after, I hope you had a good time there. First we got a Bandit Keith. And we're going second, which they just end turn, so I wasn't sure what to expect there. So I'm just gonna summon my Rhino and set 2 Fire Formation, 1 Tekken, and 1 Gyoku. We're gonna see Spellbook of Secrets right away, so we're going up against Spellbooks. But instead of, you know, your usual Blue Boy into Silent Magician, we actually have Magical Something, which is kind of cool. I don't know why he waited to summon the Magical Something instead of, you know, summoning it right away before activating Spellbook of Secrets. Missed out on a counter there, but not really gonna make too much of a difference. We're gonna see the banish on the Gyoku, unfortunately, and he's gonna get his Cosmic Cyclone right away. So before the battle phase, before they enter the battle phase, I have to flip over my Fire Formation Tenken so that I have the face-up spell and trap that I need for my Rhino effect. As you can see, I send the Tenken to the grave along with my Gorilla, and he goes all the way up to 3300, destroying the Magical Something. I pick up a second Gyoku, and Crystal Power gives me more than enough attack to just win the game right there. A lot of people don't read Rhino's effect if, you know, if they don't care, and they'll swing into it without realizing it, that you can boost it up so much. We got a Weevil Underworld next. Underwood, I'm sorry. So this was kind of an old school burn deck, which was very surprising to see, but I am in Platinum, so I guess it shouldn't be that surprising. We're gonna see 2 Parasites in my deck. I start with Dragon, so I'm gonna activate my Fire Formation Tensu and get a Tenken from the deck. Tenken is always a safe bet because you can protect your Dragon from things like Dawnpaw or, you know, anything that's gonna target. Unfortunately, right here he's using a Mask of the Accursed, which is a continuous effect. So even though I can use my Tenken, I still won't be able to attack because once I go into the battle phase, the Tenken effect is not gonna be, you know, in effect anymore. So I have to just end my turn. I did, you know, pin down the back row. I was just waiting for a second monster, and I pick up Gorilla, which is gonna let me destroy the Mask of the Accursed. Now both of my monsters can attack, and I got a nice 400 boost each for the 2 continuous spells. We're gonna see Lava Golem, but that's completely fine because my Fire Fist Gorilla was able to set a Gyoku from the deck. So all I have to do is pin that back row down and go for a game. 3600 to the face with his own Lava Golem. Feels good. And Crystal Power coming in pretty clutch there because I didn't pick a second monster, so I had to rely on the attack boost to deal the full 3,400 damage I needed. We got another Weevil. I think this one was Amazon's Weevil. I don't think I would have saved 2 Weevil burn. So we're going up. Yeah, we're going first. We have a Rhino and a Tensu. Unfortunately, we don't have a monster, so we can't use our effect. We're gonna see Amazoness Princess search a Willpower, which means they have the Onslaught already. So what I'm gonna do here, because he's attacking into the Princess, you know, in order to get Queen out, I'm gonna flip both of my traps so that I can get this Fire Fist Rhino, you know, as high attack as possible right now and deal damage. Because with 3 back row, it's gonna be really hard to take care of this unless I pick up Witch Raider, and you know I can't destroy anything now that Queen is on the board. So I'm gonna pick up a Dragon, which is perfect because all I needed was a monster. We're gonna see the Wall of D. That's not gonna matter. I was more worried about him being able to stop my attack somehow. So the Wall of D, you know, takes away 800. And during the damage calculation, I send my Dragon and my spell card because both of these are 300 each. The spell card was just 100. I go all the way up to 3,500, and that's more than enough to finish the Weevil. So he really paid the price there by, you know, attacking into my Rhino without having the Onslaught or anything to really get her off the board. Just took a ton of damage, and then I was able to deal more damage over the same Princess without having to worry about Queen, because this deck doesn't have an out. to queen at all. So luckily I was able to deal the damage and, you know, get out of there. Here we got a Kaiba next. And we're gonna see beat into seal into Dyna. So very strong opening for them. I go ahead and set my, and summon my dragon before activate the Gyoku. If, you know, if he had Treacherous Trap Hole or something like that, he could have activated beforehand, but luckily for me he doesn't. So I don't have to worry about him chaining to my Gyoku because he can't. And I get my Tencent trap from the deck. I'm gonna activate Fire Formation Tensu, summon my Rhino and go for the Crystal Power. What I was trying to do here is just get a trap, you know, from my deck so that next turn I can go into Vision Hero Witch Raider. Otherwise the play would have been to, you know, normal summon the Rhino and just hope that he attacks into it and send my Fire Fist Dragon from the hand. But I was trying to keep a monster on board and also have a trap. He decides not to attack, which is super good for me. I'm gonna activate my my Tencent on the dragon, because if I do that before I tribute it, I get to keep the 700 boost effect, and then I'm gonna destroy his entire back row. One of them was the one that I Gyoku'd was a Treacherous Trap Hole, and he also had a Draining Shield. I go ahead and set my Fire Formation Tenken, and because of Crystal Power, I get 400 attack boost on both of my monsters. Getting rid of Dyna and Seal. I got rid of Seal so that he couldn't get a Dyna back. We're gonna see Donpa destroy my Vision Hero Witch Raider, which kind of sucks. But he can't get over my dragon. And at this point, he kind of made a mistake because his Donpa is in attack mode. So all I have to do is activate my skill and attack over that Donpa. And that's the game. Nice and easy. Not the best for higher player, but you know, I'll take it. And for this last replay, we have Yami Yugi. Wow, my camera looks really dark all of a sudden. Alright, so we got a Power of Dark Yami Yugi. I'm going first, but I decided not to set anything. I wasn't too threatened by, you know, the Yami. No one's using Power of Dark, so I didn't think he would be able to OTK me. And I wanted to keep my Gorilla instead of just putting him out there to get killed. So I take the 1700 damage. I'm gonna go ahead and summon my Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Dragon. Activate Gyoku to get a trap from the deck. Go for my Fire Formation Tensu. That's gonna let me normal summon Gorilla. I go for the Crystal Power first so I can get a 400 attack boost, and then get rid of my Fire Formation Tensu to get rid of the trap that I don't have pinned down. That's gonna be an enemy controller. He decides to Econ take instead of you switching to defense, which works for me. No Man of Extermination, so I flip over my Fire Formation Tencent. Set another trap card. He's gonna set a back row. I'm gonna activate Kaio. Excuse me. We're gonna see Paleozoic Canadia way premature, because I can just flip my dragon back into attack mode, and you know, I could have also summoned my Witch Raider, but at that point he scoops it up, and that's the game. So pretty easy, but that was definitely you know, an inexperienced player running a very outdated Gravekeeper deck from the looks of it. But yeah, this deck was really fun. It was nice to try Crystal Power. I hadn't used this skill before, and it just made sense with Fire Formation. You know, usually you would run something like Beatdown, but because I'm not running the boss monsters, and Beatdown doesn't boost your level 4 or lower monsters anymore, it just didn't make sense. Tie That Binds worked. This worked as well. But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description, along with my PayPal link if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And until next time.